welcome to Tristar Gym. Today we're going to be seeing the headlock escape. The headlock's not something you see a lot in Jiu-Jitsu, but it does happen. Sometimes you're fighting a big strong guy and he puts you in a headlock and you can be in a lot of trouble. Okay, go on your back here please. We all saw Josh Barnet get this in Metamoris, and it's a very dangerous hold if you have a big strong guy on top of you. I capture the elbow and I capture my hands together here and I start to slide my knee under his head and I start to compress his chest. And you can see he's going to want to tap here. So I start to pull, he's going to want to tap. This is something a bigger, stronger guy can get on a smaller guy, you know, but it's rare you'll see a smaller guy get this on a bigger, stronger guy. That's why you don't see it too much in Jiu-Jitsu. But there are a few guys who have a very strong headlock game, and they do use it very well, but it's not something that you can rely on, in my personal opinion. But you got to know how to get out of this if you do get caught in this situation, because if you don't, you can get easily tapped. The next big problem is when the guy gets your arm between his legs. Whether your arm is bent, you're in loads of trouble here. If your arm is straight, it's just as bad. Okay, the guy's going to be able to arm lock you. So this arm here, if it's ever put between the legs, it's pretty much game over. Okay? But the good news is if your arm is not between his legs, the chances of you getting out, if you know what you're doing, are super good, and the chances of you taking his back are super high. Okay, so here I am. I have my partner's arm and head and elbow here, and he's in loads of trouble. The first thing I want to do is avoid the submission. See, I'm pulling on his head here. I'm pulling on my partner's head, and he's tapping. You have to stop this move. If you can't stop this move, you're going to get choked out. Watch here. My partner's putting me in a headlock here. He's grabbing my elbow from underneath, right from underneath. That's it. So put my hand under, that's it, from underneath the elbow, and he starts to pull on my head. Okay, just rotate. Right when he starts to put on my head, I'm going to create a frame with my legs. See, I'm going to put my foot right on my knee here, and I'm going to put my knee right on his chest. Now he can pull as much as he wants. Pull, 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 pull. So he can pull as much as he wants. He's pushing into the frame, which is pushing into my leg, which is pushing into the ground. So as long as you have your feet like this here in the center of his back, he won't be able to crank on your neck. He can pull as much as you want. Right, pull. So the first thing I want to do is eliminate that chest pressure, pulling on my neck and crushing my chest and stopping my breathing. Once I've eliminated that, I have to be patient. I have to lock my hands together. Make sure that hand doesn't go between the legs like we just showed you before. If that hand goes between the legs, you're pretty much done. Okay? So my hands are locked, he's pulling, he's pulling. At one point, he's going to have to relax. Once he relaxes, I'm going to bridge. Watch, when I bridge, I don't want to put my feet flat on the ground. I want to bring my feet as close to my hips as possible. Okay, so my toes are the only thing on the ground. Now I'm going to be able to bridge a lot higher. If your feet are far from your hips, when you bridge, you're not as high. Okay, so watch here. When I bring my feet up, my hips go up even higher. Okay, so I'm going to have a much stronger bridge. So my partner's got me in headlock here. He's pulling on my elbow. He's got his leg underneath my arm. And here I cannot bridge. Bridging here is going to be very hard. I'm going to go right into my frame and I'm going to relax. And when he relaxes, once I feel him relax, I'm going to go right into my bridge. And you see, once I bridge, I'm going to bridge straight up, and then I'm going to turn. It's very important I don't try to turn him with the bridge immediately. I first bridge up straight, and then turn. Let's try it again. I rotate, my partner's pulling on my arm here. I create my frame, he pulls, he can't choke me, I gotta be patient here. I gotta be patient. Once he starts to relax, I'm gonna take him right over here. That's where he has no base because his hands are busy. If I bridge him this way, he has plenty of base. If I bridge him this way, the weight is counterbalancing. The weight is too heavy for me to transfer here. This is the weak part. So here he's pulling, He has to relax. Once he relaxes, I bridge, and then I roll him over. Okay? When you bridge and roll him over, he might base. That's the perfect time to slip the elbow out. Okay? So let's take a look at this again. Watch here, move number 2, and go on that side. Keep the same angle. So watch here, I'm creating my frame, I'm bridging, and maybe he bases, base. Once he bases, release my arm, I'm gonna put this elbow right at his hip. I'm gonna put this elbow right at his hip. So if he stops the bridge and roll, I'm gonna slip this elbow right at his hip. And now he's gonna try to grab me again, but it's too late. I've hit him the elbow. Try to grab me again, it's too late. Once I'm here, hold me tight. Once I'm here, I'm just gonna shrimp, get to my knees. Turn him over. Turn him over. Once I turn him over here, he's gonna still be in a headlock. Put me in a headlock here. Yeah, I don't want him to turn me again. Try to turn me. I'm gonna make sure I base. Okay? If you don't base, I've seen this before. Guys get turned again, you know? You don't want to get turned again. So as soon as you get on top, you base and let him struggle all he wants. He won't be able to turn you over again. Okay? So one more time, real quick. The guy puts me in a headlock, he starts to pull. I'm putting my frame on, I'm relaxing, I'm hiding this hand. Once he relaxes, I bridge up and turn him over. Once you bridge up and turn him over, you're on top. Next. Over here. My partner's got the arm again. I have the frame, he's pulling, he's stretching, he can't tap me. One, I bridge. He releases and bases. Once he bases, my arm here is free right away. I'm gonna hide my arm and put it right at the hip. Rotate. Sit up. Right here, right at the hip. Once you have the arm on the hip, you're free to go. Hold me as tight as you can. Ask your partner to hold you as tight as you can. Escape your hip. Get to your knees. Base out. Turn him. Once you get here, if he tries to turn you again. Now here there's a lot of things you can do. You can take his back, you can armbar him. We're not going to be covering that today because there's so many things you can do from side control. You're in side control now, it's time to work. Do your favorite things. If you want to go for armbar, take them back. Hope you guys enjoyed that and stay out of headlocks.